Since the dawn of time, the legal situation surrounding online poker has been swathed in gray clouds.
In fact, some say that's what killed the dinosaurs. Others say it was their inability to make a big hand. A big hand? Because they have small hands. Right then. So maybe that's not exactly what happened. The truth is that online poker has been played for real money since 1998. Instead of regulating this booming industry, the U.S. federal government has tried to take a prohibitionist stance, interfering with the freedom of Americans to choose how to spend their money and use their internet. In 2006, Congress passed the Unlawful Internet Gambling Enforcement Act, or UGIA, which they thought would effectively ban online poker. That's not exactly what the bill did, but it was its intent. While many will point to the attachment of UGIA to the Safe Port Act as an indication that there was little congressional support for anti-poker legislation, it had already passed the House as a freestanding bill by more than a 3-to-1 margin. Why did Congress pass this bill? Because no one told them not to. Facing hostile legislation and a Department of Justice intent on seizing as much poker money as they could get their hands on, what were poker players to do? Get organized. Since 2006, groups like the Poker Players Alliance have been helping to organize poker players, their friends and family, and, other people who like freedom. One part of this mission is to urge Congress to pass legislation which would allow anyone in the United States to play poker in a regulated environment from the safety of their own home. What's that? How can you help? I'm glad you asked. The easiest thing to do is also one of the most useful. Contact your congresspeople and let them know that you support online poker legislation. You don't even have to write your own letter. The PPA has done that for you. We'll get to that in a second, because first you may have some doubts. How much does one letter to Congress accomplish? Quite frankly, taken alone, not that much. If you were the only person writing them about poker, I doubt it would do much good. But 100,000 people writing letters? That can do something. Millions would be even better. But do they even read these letters? Someone does. They're tabulated in Washington. Politicians running for re-election have a mighty incentive to keep their finger to the pulse of their constituency, so if they want to keep their job, they listen to the people who make the noise. But what about lobbyists? Isn't Washington really run by the lobbyists? The cynic in me says yes. The good news is that the PPA does the lobbying for us. But to get the most out of their lobbying efforts, we need to supply them with ammunition. They need to be able to show Congress that there are millions of us sending in letters, urging them to pass legislation regulating online poker. Our letters are their ammunition, so let's make some bullets. Feel free to substitute your own pacifistic metaphor, since in this case, we're a lot more pen than sword. This next step is insanely simple. We're going to do it in under 60 seconds. Start the clock. Go to the ppa.org, scroll down, click on Contact Congress. We're going to send them a message, so we're going to click on Email here. This message is going to go to the President, to your senators, and to your representative in the House. So it's in support of H.R. 2366, the Online Poker Act. Here's the text of it. You can read it, but I'll give you the gist of it. Yo, Congress, what's up? Please regulate the online poker. Here's a list of good reasons. Okay, thanks, bye. You can read it if you want, but that's basically what it says. They phrased it a little more professionally than that. You put your name in there. You put your Mr., Mrs., Doctor, Esquire, whatever it is. You put in your email. You put in your address, your city, your state, your zip code, and your phone number. And then you click on Send Message, and we're done. So a big thank you for taking the time to support not just poker, but internet freedom in general. There's a lot more you can do to help, like calling your representatives or spreading the message to people you know through email, Facebook, Twitter, or your media of choice. One thing to remember is that we're not looking at a binary battle. This isn't a case of legislation or no legislation. There are infinite permutations that an online poker bill can take. It's important to have a strong voice advocating rights for the players, otherwise the provisions of the bill that ultimately makes it through Congress may lean heavily in favor of the poker sites, or worse yet, taxes. So take action. Write your elected representatives. Thanks for your time.